Right, welcome back to another video. Today is a match preview. Yes, we played Wednesday night, 120 minutes, one on penalties. 2 days later, the players have barely recovered, and we're making a match preview for the game on Saturday. 2 days of rest. Seems not really enough, but can't do much about it. We should have won the game, or if we wanted to have more rest, then we should have won the game in 90 minutes. Like Thomas Tuchel just said in his press conference, physically it was worst case scenario, but mentally it was best case scenario, as we have just won another trophy. With Kepa especially, his confidence is going to be flying through the roof. Something that we have not seen in Kepa for a long time. I can see it happening. The confidence is going to be high, and that's rare. That's very rare. We're going to be talking about the recent games, the injuries, suspensions, lineups, and my prediction at the end of the video. So stick around to see that all happen. Like the video to help me out, subscribe to help yourself out so you get notifications every time I upload daily Chelsea videos. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So Chelsea face Crystal Palace on Saturday, 3 PM, opening Chelsea fixture in the Premier League. The Premier League actually starts today, Friday, 8 PM, Arsenal versus Brentford, I think. No, it's not. No, it is. Yeah, it is Arsenal versus Brentford. But Chelsea are playing tomorrow. Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge. Fans are back in stadiums, and it is a beautiful day. This game is highly anticipated, as it is Thomas Tuchel's first home game at Stamford Bridge, with a lot of fans back in stadiums since the Leicester game, really. But this is a new beginning. This is a fresh page. His first full season, hopefully. I can't see him getting sacked this year. And of course, the fans are going to be in high spirits after winning the Champions League, getting back into the Champions League for next season. Then on top of that, just a couple of days ago, winning the Super League. Chelsea played 3 official pre-season friendlies and then 1 more in the Super Cup. Beat Bournemouth 2-1, beat Arsenal 2-1, and drew with Spurs 2-2 somehow. And then obviously beat Villarreal 6-5 on penalties after a 1-1 draw over 120 minutes. So we are still unbeaten under Thomas Tuchel this in pre-season. However, so at Crystal Palace, they played 5 games, won 4, drawn 1 under Patrick Vieira. They're looking solid defensively, I've seen, and they're scoring freely. And they're not going to be any pushovers. They've got a brand new coach in Patrick Vieira. He has got experience from over in France for Nice. Didn't do a brilliant job, but did decent. And he is going to be leading this new generation of Crystal Palace players. They've got rid of Scott Dan, Gaza Cahill. They brought in Mark Guehi. They brought in Hakim Anderson, Michael Elise, Conor Gallagher. And then they've still got the likes of Wilfried Zaha. What's it? Eberici Eze. And then they're signing. They got a good team. We can't underestimate Crystal Palace, as, like I said, it's a new team, new generation of players, and it is not going to be anything like the Roy Hodgson's squad that we battered. Was it 4-1 last season? We beat him again, and we're looking for the 8th win in consecutive games against Crystal Palace. We've won 7 games in a row against them. We're trying to make it 8. That's how much we like playing Crystal Palace, but it is a new Crystal Palace, so it will be different. As for injuries and suspensions, I wanted to hold off creating this video just until Hakim Ziyech's shoulder injury was talked about in the press conference. And of course, it was the last question, and there was no surprises anyway. Thomas Tuchel said that he will be out. Luckily, there is no surgery needed. He didn't really give an update to really what happened, but as I can tell, it wasn't a dislocation, which is always great. I think it just got kind of caught, got pushed far back, and it does really hurt when it gets pushed really far back. So he's obviously out for Crystal Palace game, probably going to be out for the Arsenal game, but hopefully back for the next one, which I think is Spurs or City or someone difficult, or Liverpool. We got a tough start in 6 games. It is going to be difficult. As for suspensions, Cesar Azpilicueta did get a red card in the last game of the season against Aston Villa, if you can remember correctly. However, it did get overturned and he will not have to serve a suspension, which is brilliant because he's one of our only defenders that will have decent amounts of fitness in him. Playing 120 minutes 2 days ago is going to be very tough, especially if they're expected to play another 90 tomorrow on Saturday. So we're going to have to look at not a full strength side, but then the likes of Trevor Chalobah was one player that played 120 minutes. He's definitely not going to be in our first choice side, even though he was spectacular. Spectacular, the caliber of Trevor Chalobah. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to get into my lineup. We're going for the 3-4-3, the 3-4-2-1. Actually, first, it's not an injury, it's not a suspension, but you know what I'm talking about. Big Rom, look who's back, Romelu Lukaku, the Belgian 28-year-old who just signed for Chelsea, £97.5 million, is not available. It's not available. Brilliant. You'll love to see it. You do. It's just perfect. Perfect. There were technical difficulties with him being registered formally for the Premier League 1 day before signing. So he will not be available for the Crystal Palace game, but should be able to make his debut against Arsenal next week, which is going to be sick because he's going to score like a hat-trick against Arsenal. Gabriel and Ben White and Aaron Ramsdale. Oh my days. Just one more thing before we do get into the lineups. How are you going to watch the game? Oh, I'm going to tell you. Yeah, you're not. You're not watching the game. It's not being televised, not being broadcasted. You can't watch it. It's just not ideal, is it? You can't watch the game. However, you can listen to it on BBC 5 Live. So, at least there's that. On a real though, I think it is scammy and disgusting that we pay money for Sky Sports, BT Sports, Amazon Prime, BBC Sports, and you don't even get to watch every single game. Because there's fans back in stadiums, I'm guessing they're reverting back to what they did before. But I still think it is a bit disgraceful. So no match review because you're not going to be able to watch the game. Now finally we will get into my lineup. Like I said, a 3-4-3. In goal, Edouard Mendy. He did play 119.5 minutes against Villarreal. He did get subbed off for the penalty shootout, and Kepa did very good in the final. He did do the shootout. He did very good in the shootout to win us the trophy. It was down to Kepa. However, I'm going to stick with Edouard Mendy, as although Kepa's confidence is going to be flying through the roof, just a bit worried he's going to be a little bit overconfident. Not arrogant, but just like he might feel untouchable and then do something wrong. So Edouard Mendy is going to start in net for me. Didn't do too much wrong. Actually, he did slip over from a goal kick and almost got punished by Gerard Moreno, but he made a fantastic save down to his right and was able to tip it onto the post. In defence, I have gone with Cesar Azpilicueta, captain, Thiago Silva down the middle, and Andreas Christensen at left centre back. No Tony Rudiger, no Zuma, no Trevor Chalobah. That's my defence. None of them started against Villarreal. They should all have decent amounts of energy. Moving on to the wing backs. Left wing back, I've gone with Ben Chilwell. Has come back from the England camp. Has had 10, 11 days of training. Didn't feature in the Villarreal game, so I'm guessing Thomas Tuchel was kind of saving him for the Palace game. I think there are some positions like right wing back. I've gone with Hudson-Odoi again. We have got cover at right wing back. Reece James would be our first choice, but he's still not fully up to fitness, like Chilwell, like Mount. But Hudson-Odoi does just as good a job, I think, as Reece James at right wing back. But then if we don't play Chilwell, it's Marcus Alonso, who doesn't do as good job as Ben Chilwell. In midfield, N'Golo Kante once again did get subbed off early again, so probably keeping him in mind from Tuchel. And next to him, Mateo Kovacic. Jorginho did get subbed on, so I was guessing that Kovacic and Kante will be the midfield to start against Crystal Palace. And as for the front three, no Mason Mount, no Hakim Ziyech obviously, no Romelu Lukaku, Hudson-Odoi at right wing back. So there's literally 3 players to pick from. Christian Pulisic didn't really do much against Villarreal, kind of ghosted when he came on for Ziyech. Kai Havertz, who Actually, I think everyone's forgotten. He did miss the opening penalty, but doesn't matter because Kepa saved him. And then up front, none other than Timo Werner. Now to round off this match preview, as I'm going to try and do all season, I'm going to go with a... I don't think we'll be fully ready for Crystal Palace's Zaha, are you? So I'm going to say we'll concede 1, but we will be triumphant overall. 2-1, 3-1, I'll go with 3-1 in the end. Chelsea 3, Crystal Palace 1, a thriller for Chelsea fans to come back to at Stamford Bridge. Opening game for Chelsea of the Premier League 2021-2022 season. Let's get it. Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, like the video, subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.